Have you ever seen two jars of Mad Honey online? One costs $30 and the other costs $120. And you think, wait, it's the same honey, right? So why is one so cheap and the other so expensive? Are you getting scammed or are you missing something important? Today we're going to break this down in the simplest way possible. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you're really paying for. First, let's understand something very important. Mad Honey is not like normal honey. It's not like regular supermarket honey where every jar tastes almost the same. Mad Honey is completely different. It comes from bees that collect nectar from special flowers called rhododendrons. And these flowers grow only in very specific places like the high mountains of Nepal or parts of Turkey. That's already your first clue. This is not mass-produced honey. It's rare. And that's where the price difference begins. Now let's talk about cheap Mad Honey. You might find jars online for $20, $30, sometimes even less. At first, it feels like a great deal. But here's what most people don't realize. Not all Mad Honey is actually Mad Honey. In fact, research shows that a large portion of products sold as Mad Honey are either mixed with regular honey or come from regions where the active compounds are extremely low. That means you're paying for the name, not the real thing. Some cheap products are simply diluted. Some are just normal honey with fancy labels. And here's something even more surprising. Two jars that look exactly the same can have completely different strength. For example, one batch might contain almost no active compounds, while another batch could be significantly stronger. That's because Mad Honey is natural. Its composition changes depending on location, season, and even altitude. So when you buy cheap honey, you're not just buying a lower price, you're buying uncertainty. Now let's move to premium Mad Honey. This is where things get interesting. Premium Mad Honey usually starts around $60 per 100 grams and can go up to $150 or even more for high-quality batches. That's a huge difference. So what exactly are you paying for? Let's break it down. Number 1. Harvesting premium Mad Honey is often collected by hand from dangerous cliffside hives. In places like Nepal, honey hunters climb hundreds of feet using ropes just to reach the bees. This is not easy work. It's risky, slow, and seasonal. In fact, Mad Honey is only harvested during specific flowering seasons, usually once or twice a year. That limited supply is one of the biggest reasons for the high price. Number 2. Location. Where the honey comes from matters a lot. For example, Himalayan Mad Honey is usually more expensive than Turkish Mad Honey. Why? Because it's harvested at higher altitudes from rare species of rhododendron flowers. These environmental factors directly affect the quality and uniqueness of the honey. So when you see premium Himalayan Mad Honey, you're not just paying for a label, you're paying for geography. Number 3. Purity. Premium brands focus heavily on keeping the honey raw and unprocessed. They don't mix it with regular honey, they don't heavily filter it, they keep it as close to its natural form as possible. On the other hand, cheap honey is often blended or processed to increase volume, which reduces its uniqueness. So when you pay more, you're paying for purity. Number 4. Testing. This is one of the biggest differences, and most people ignore it. Premium Mad Honey often comes with lab testing. Yes, actual scientific testing. These tests measure the level of active compounds in the honey. For example, some batches may contain very low levels, while others may contain much higher concentrations. Without testing, you're just guessing. And premium brands remove that guesswork. They give you transparency. That's something cheap honey almost never offers. Number 5. Authenticity. The Mad Honey market has a serious authenticity problem because demand is growing but supply is limited. That means a lot of fake or low-quality products enter the market. Premium sellers usually provide detailed information like where the honey was harvested, which region it came from, when it was collected, and sometimes even the specific batch details. Cheap sellers? Most of the time, they don't provide any of this. So again, you're paying for trust. Now here's something very important you need to understand. Price does not always equal quality. Yes, premium honey is usually better, but not always. Research clearly shows that price alone does not guarantee potency or authenticity. You could buy a $100 jar and still get average quality, or sometimes a mid-priced jar could be excellent. So what should you actually look for? Not just price. Look for clear origin, transparency, testing information, and natural texture and color. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Let's make this super simple. Cheap Mad Honey usually means lower transparency, possible mixing, unknown origin, and inconsistent quality. Premium Mad Honey usually means better sourcing, higher purity, more transparency, and a more consistent experience. That's the real difference. Let's go a little deeper, because there's one more hidden factor most people never think about, and that is time. Premium Mad Honey is not just harder to collect, it also takes longer to reach you. From remote Himalayan villages, the honey often passes through multiple handling stages before reaching a distributor. First, it's harvested by local hunters. Then it's carefully stored, sometimes in traditional containers. After that, it's transported across rough mountain paths, often without modern roads. Only after all that, it enters the global market. This long journey increases cost, but it also adds value, because the process is slow, careful, and deeply connected to tradition. Cheap mad honey, on the other hand, is often part of faster supply chains. Bigger batches, quicker processing, less attention to detail. That's why it's cheaper. Another important thing is consistency. Premium sellers try to maintain a consistent experience across batches. Even though mad honey is natural, they still sort, test, and label different batches carefully. Some even categorize honey based on season or strength levels. For example, spring harvest and autumn harvest can taste different and even feel different. Premium brands actually separate these batches instead of mixing everything together. Cheap honey? It's often mixed to create uniformity, but that also removes uniqueness. And finally, packaging. This might sound simple, but it matters more than you think. Premium mad honey is usually stored in glass jars, sealed properly, and protected from heat and light. Why? Because honey quality can change if it's exposed to bad storage conditions. Cheap honey is often packed in lower quality containers, which may affect freshness over time. So when you see that price difference again, remember this. Price in this category reflects verifiable constraints: sourcing geography, harvest method, batch testing, and supply limits. Those factors apply regardless of branding. If you found this breakdown useful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more evidence-based analysis like this. See you in the next one.